They're a famously sporty husband and wife duo who have both represented their countries at the Olympics. So it's no wonder Prince Albert and Princess Charlene of Monaco were eager to spend Sunday taking in a game of tennis, as they attended the Monte Carlo Tennis Masters tournament. Putting on a united front, the royal couple opted for matching suit ensembles as they stepped out with their 9-year-old son Prince Jacques. It's unclear why the youngster's twin, Princess Gabriella, didn't attend the event. In one stylish moment, the family were snapped all wearing fashionable sunglasses as they watched the action between Norway's Casper Ruud and Greece's Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final at the Monte Carlo Country Club. Looking typically chic, mother of two Charlene, 46, a former Olympian swimmer, donned a double-breasted navy blazer with white trousers and a light blue shirt. Albert, who competed in bobsledding at the Winter Olympics 5 times from 1988 to 2002, sported a similar combo. The 66-year-old royal opted for a smart black blazer with grey trousers and a striped tie. His son looked equally smart in a white shirt, black jacket and cream-tailored trousers. It isn't the first time the sporty royal couple have attended the tournament, with the proud parents being joined by both twins last year. Their appearance at the match comes after reports claimed Prince Rainier III of Monaco began drawing up plans to remove his son Prince Albert from the line of succession in favor of Princess Caroline before his death. The former Premier of Monaco, who died in 2005 aged 81, sought legal advice towards the end of the 1990s about how the line of succession would continue if the heir apparent, Prince Albert, was skipped over in favor of his older sister Princess Caroline. French newspaper Le Monde reports that Claude Palmero, the man in charge of the palace's finances for more than 2 decades until he was ousted last summer, confirmed rumors that Prince Rainier was considering altering the succession laws in the years leading up to his death. The report cites a 2001 letter written to Prince Rainier by Patrice Davost, who was head of judicial services in Monaco, which confirmed the contents of a meeting they had to discuss how the Grimaldi name could be carried in the royal bloodline if Princess Caroline's son Andrea Casiraghi eventually assumed the throne. According to the newspaper, Mr. Davos' letter, which is addressed to Prince Rainier, reads, "I shared with you my research and thoughts on the following question that had been submitted to me: how to ensure the continuity of the Grimaldi dynasty, name and coat of arms in the event of your grandson Andrea's succession to the throne, following Princess Caroline's renunciation of her rights to the crown?" The report also claims Rainier had concerns his son was not up to the job of becoming premier and often publicly belittled him, which led to Albert developing a stutter when he spoke in French. Mr. Davost told Le Monde he had, in fact, carried out a discreet investigation as to whether Andrea could one day be crowned Monegasque premier. However, he claimed Rainier told him it was in case Albert died. The story, which Prince Albert has dismissed as nonsense according to Tatler, is also recounted in Claude Palmero's notebooks, which were released by the newspaper at the end of January. The newspaper claims Mr. Palmero confirmed Prince Rainier was considering changing the laws of succession in Monaco in favor of Princess Caroline. The secret notebooks of Mr. Palmero, who was in charge of the Monegasque palace's finances for more than 20 years until he was unceremoniously ousted by Prince Albert last summer, were released in a dossier by Le Monde and contain startling claims about the Monegasque royal family's finances. In addition to the explosive claims about the question over succession, the entries detailed extortionate costs spent by Prince Albert's wife Princess Charlene, who has a general spending allowance of more than £1 million per year. Speaking to Tatler, one of the journalists who broke the story has revealed Charlene has a crazy desire to spend money which is granted by her husband to keep the peace. Gérard Davet, an investigative reporter at Le Monde said, "Prince Albert says yes to everything. Charlene is very lonely in his palace, so her best friend is possibly the prince's money." He added that the only person to ever put their foot down on Charlene's spending was Mr. Palermo, who filed several lawsuits against Prince Albert after he was ousted last year, including for defamation and unfair dismissal. After Mr. Palermo was walked out of his office by a colonel who worked at the palace and handed his severance letter, the prince publicly accused his loyal ally of more than 20 years of corruption, which Mr. Palermo flatly denies. Speaking about Albert's treatment of Palermo, an unnamed journalist in Monaco said, "Albert is a weak person. I think his heart is in the right place, but he avoids confrontation." They speculated that the prince's disposition was due to experiencing a lot of confrontation when his late father, Prince Rainier III, was alive. Female contacted the Monegasque palace for comment. Among the explosive claims uncovered in the dossier were allegations that Princess Charlene hired illegal immigrants on less than £90 per day to work for her, despite her personal spending allowance skyrocketing to £1 million per year. Mr. Palermo's records suggested that illegal migrants made up much of Charlene's full-time personal staff of 8, something the accountant expressed concerns about. Her Serene Highness the Princess makes people work for her who are not compliant, Mr. Palmero warned Prince Albert, also referring to a moonlighting Filipino woman who ties up dogs in the shower. In a letter written in January 2017, he said another employee from the Philippines had been illegal for 5 years, despite solely being on a 1-month tourist visa. He gets paid €100 a day, £85, which is off the scale, Mr. Palmero wrote.